Our reading today comes from Genesis chapter 1, verses 9 through 13. And God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear." And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees on the land that will bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds." And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day.
Thanks, Pastor Brad. Now, do you like to sing? Let's sing a song!
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Won't let anyone blow it out, I'm gonna let it shine. Won't let anyone blow it out, I'm gonna let it shine. Won't let anyone blow it out, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine till Jesus comes, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine till Jesus comes, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine till Jesus comes, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Wow, you guys are good singers. Now, Pastor Brad is going to tell us what that Bible reading can teach us about God's wonderful world.
Hi again, kids. Pastor Brad back with you. Do you know where I am? Well, maybe if I stand up, that will help you. That's right. It's a cornfield. And this corn is beautiful. It's nice and tall, and it's going to get even bigger before it's ready to be harvested or picked in a couple months. What's amazing about this corn is that a few months ago, it started out like this, just a small little seed planted into the ground. We learned about seeds in our Bible lesson from Genesis today. And we learned that God created the seed-bearing plants for us. Not just the corn, but beans and apples and lemons and strawberries and all kinds of things that we use for food and for many other purposes as well. We want to talk a little bit about seeds, but seeds in a different way, because Jesus talked about seeds as well and said that we were supposed to produce seeds. Let's figure out what he's talking about. Yesterday we told you about John, who was a friend of Jesus and wrote a book about the things Jesus did. That's the book of John in the New Testament. Find the book of John and go to chapter 15 and verse 16. There we hear Jesus say, "I appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." What was Jesus talking about? Well, the kind of fruit Jesus mentioned is not fruit found on trees. But just as a tree produces good fruit, Jesus wants us to produce good fruit as well. We do that by loving Jesus, obeying what he tells us, and most importantly, telling others about him. When we tell others about Jesus and share his love with them, it makes a big difference in their lives. Think of it this way. Let's say you gave a friend some money who needed it. That's a good thing to do. But the money will not last. It will be spent on something. But when we tell others about Jesus, it changes their lives. It gives them joy, love, and peace in his name. And unlike money, That lasts forever. The best way you can help anyone is to tell them about Jesus and share his love. That is bearing fruit for him that will last. In 3 different places in the Bible, Jesus told the story of a man called a sower, someone who planted seeds into the ground, a lot like this one. In some cases, the seeds that he planted grew up very tall, like some of this corn. In other cases, it grew only a little, and in some cases, it didn't grow at all. That seed is the Word of God growing in people and the love of Jesus. When you share the love of Jesus with people, some people are not going to want to hear it, and they're the ones that grow only a little, if not at all. But others will respond well, and the seed will grow up in them and become big, just like some of this corn. Our responsibility is not for how big the plant gets. Our responsibility is to go tell others about Jesus and to plant the seeds of his love in their hearts. We'll talk more about that in the coming days and more about creation when we meet again. Until then, I'm Pastor Brad saying I'll see you later on the Camp Zion Vacation Bible School.
Oh, that was so interesting. Maybe we can make something to help us learn more.
Hi everybody, welcome back for craft and activity time. Today we talked about seeds and plants and how God created all of the green growing things in our wonderful earth. Today we're going to discover some things about plants and seeds and do a little bit of fun activity with that. You should have in your green folder a paper that looks like this. What we're going to do is we're going to take some bean seeds apart and we're going to see what's in there. But before you do that, you need to read this up here. What do you think the inside of your bean will look like when you open it? Now is a good time to pause and draw what you think is on the inside of that bean. All right, welcome back. Now we're going to look inside of our beans. These are beans that I have soaked for 24 hours. Your adult should have put a little bit of water in your beans last night. If they didn't, that's all right. You can look at mine. And I will have a bigger display here. Usually they will crack right along the side here. You can see, and we can pull it open and look at what's inside of this bean. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see on the camera here, but there's a little piece right up here that's kind of unique. If you're following along at home, you can see that. All right. Because I thought it might be kind of hard to see on camera, I have this printed out and we can look at this here. These parts of a seed, this is called a plumule. It's the little part where the plant grows from. And you can see there's all this in here. There's a seed coat to keep the seed safe. And then this is all fuel for the plant. It's food for the plant. The baby plant while it starts to grow until it gets roots and it can make its own food. So there we go. We can draw a picture of that on your worksheet down here if you want. Let's go ahead and pause for that, all right? Okay, welcome back. Let's put our beans aside here. Whoops. The next thing we're going to do are called leaf rubbings. You have a page with that says My Leaf Rubbings on it. You're going to need to get your crayons out. Your activity pack should have come with some crayons. I'm going to use crayons that we already had instead of the kind that you have, but you can see they'll work the same. What I've done is I've gone outside and I've picked a few leaves. And I'm going to put them under my paper. I'm going to use the side of my crayon to rub and see the beautiful patterns and shapes on my leaf. You can see the veins in my leaf You can use any color you want for this. Leaves are kind of like snowflakes. They're all different too. You can use big leaves. You can use little ones. We'll use red with this one. Now when you're doing leaf rubbings, you don't want to use the pointed part of your crayon. You want to use kind of the side part of your crayon. Color it a little bit more and see if we can get some good colors. So you can see that impression of that leaf right there too. Alright, this is a good time to pause and finish up your leaf rubbings and come back and see us in just a minute. Alright, welcome back. What we're going to do now is our last activity for the day. You should have in your activity pack a folded paper towel and a baggie with little beans in it. We're going to grow these beans. These are lima beans. What you're going to do is you're going to get your paper towel wet and put it in your bag. Kind of crumple it up and then bury your bean seeds in your paper towel. Kind of crumple it up like that. And then you can seal it. And then you'll take your piece of tape, pull it off your bag, put it on the top, and you can tape it in a window. And in a few days to a week, you should start seeing your beans grow. You can see how wonderful and amazing that is. I always love it when seeds start to grow. It's one of my favorite things. Thanks for joining us today for craft time. The next thing we're going to do is a puzzle and a snack time. So go ahead and eat your snack. And the puzzle we are doing today is a cryptogram. It looks like this. So go ahead and pause, eat your snack, do your puzzle, and we'll see you back here later. Bye-bye.
That was so fun and delicious. Now, I want to sing that song again. How about you guys? All right, let's do it.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Won't let anyone blow it out, I'm gonna let it shine. Won't let anyone blow it out, I'm gonna let it shine. Won't let anyone blow it out, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine till Jesus comes, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine till Jesus comes, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine till Jesus comes, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Wow, this has been